Okay, welcome to part 8 of my walkthrough of Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Let's call some people. First we'll call Bess. Mess that up.
Bess Marvin's Mopatorium.
George, it's Nancy. What's going on?
Oh, Bess has been in a supreme funk ever since the Hardy Boys left.
Nancy, why doesn't River Heights have any cute boys like those two?
Why? Bess, I'm sure Nancy is not calling to hear you moan. What's the latest, Nan?
Okay, so we can ask for a
I'll talk
hint,
to you
but
later, ladies.
We'll be waiting for an update. Bye, Nancy.
I think that was worth it to hear Bess being sad about the Hardy Boys. I just think they're funny.
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Hey, Nancy. I've got that slogan for you. Are you ready?
Of course.
Nancy Drew, the ace in every case.
Catchy. I'll make a real impression on my suspects with that line.
How's the case going?
Okay, I guess I will ask them.
This
They
investigation
might
is
have a
stalling.
hint.
Any thoughts on how to get it back in gear?
See if Henrik's made any headway on that riddle
Aha.
translation.
As I suspected.
Talk to you later, fellas.
See ya.
Let us know how it's going.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so the hospital visiting hours are open. The hospital's open, so... The next thing we need to do is... I know the next thing we need to do is talk to Henrik. I'm just trying to figure out how to trigger that in the game. So let's try Choco Canyon. Actually, no. We're gonna wait on that. Let's just try making it the next day. So we'll do it's 10 p.m. 10 a.m. next day. Okay, maybe that's all that they needed was more time. No. Okay, I was wrong. I'm not really sure how to trigger this. Well, my classic, not classic, but my go-to way to trigger the game, if you're ever stuck in a Nancy Drew game, the best thing to do is talk to everyone, call everyone, look around. You might have missed a hint somewhere. So
You
I'm
have
gonna
no voicemail.
try calling everyone.
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose, how may I direct your call?
I'd like to speak to Franklin Rose, please.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Rose is out of the office. Would you like to try back later?
Sure.
Thank you for calling Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
Okay, maybe we need to check if we've received packages. Because we have gotten a lot of packages. Or we've asked for a lot of packages. What is this? This is from... I think this is from the smugglers. Yes, this is definitely from the smugglers. So, this is a puzzle. To open this box, you have to make their eyes cross-eyed. Because somewhere in the game it says that being cross-eyed is like a sign of beauty to the Mayans. And so you make them cross-eyed and then you can open it. And you get this, which is a cool little carving thing. Jade carving. So I wonder if that helped trigger the next thing. We can't do the temple quiz yet because we still don't know what a matchmaker is called. I think it's here where it says.
In addition to adorning themselves with jewelry and costumes, the Maya shaped their bodies to heighten their beauty. Beads were dangled in front of infants' faces to encourage crossed eyes, a trait considered attractive to the Maya.
So yeah, that's where it says that. Okay, let's try to talk to Henrik. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So I guess we just needed to open that box from the smugglers. Okay, so these are his notes. A curse upon you who beholds its terror. The evil deeds of the whisper of silent secrets remain undead. Within this prison of rock, stone, broken only when the four corners of the world are bound together, when the first king ascends the throne again, when the last Copan fool has labored till the end of time. So this is some translating of the glyphs, and let's see if Henrik can...
Nancy, you have brought me back to my work.
Can explain what that riddle means.
You recognize the riddle then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board. This has something to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
Who is this whisperer of silent secrets?
The Whisperer came from a distinguished line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember her name, but I do recall that she wrote an account of Maya history that greatly angered Pakal because of the way it depicted his ascent to the throne.
So he's talking about Amoxicali, which we know that name from Henrik's notes we found in his desk. She wrote something that defamed Pakal.
What did the scribe say? That Pakal had bad fashion?
From the age of 12, when he came to the throne, Pakal claimed to be divinely appointed the first true authentic king of the Maya. Then the Whisperer came along and wrote that Pakal was only king because his mother pulled some strings. It was quite a blow to Pakal's image.
So he put her in a stone prison?
Pakal swore that the Whisperer's words would never see the light of day. He put her body, her soul, and her writings all in a tomb and locked it up tight.
Wait, Henrik, a prison of stone? We're not talking about the monolith, are we?
That's the idea.
Does anyone else know about this?
Good question. I'm certain that there's a dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is where my memory fizzles out. If I could only figure out why I took the Pakal.
Do you think there is anyone I can trust?
Please don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
Henrik, I received a note from your friends in Copan. I've got the Copan Fool Key. I still need the Pakal, though. How's your memory?
The tomb. Nancy, I hid the Pakal carving in the replica of the Pakal tomb at the bottom of the temple exhibit. Huh. Now how did I think of that? And another thing. You'll need to get past that computer quiz. Sonny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Pakal was afraid of, but Sonny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
Okay, so he basically is giving us the answer to a question that we haven't gotten yet. There is a quiz question at the bottom level of the temple, and it's asking what animal Pakal is afraid of, and the answer is Coatamundi. So we'll know that for when we get there.
Did you use Joanna's name last week to place an order for Cinnabar with Keep It Real Restoration?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
Do you have anything against Joanna?
Who knows?
Have you ever been part of a smuggling racket?
I don't know.
Can you tell me what the password is to your disk?
You're asking the wrong amnesiac.
Okay. You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Okay, so this event of him telling us the riddle triggers a lot of things that we can do now. So first things first is we can get into his disk because the password is stone. Because on the computer disk it has this little hint, so the password is stone. So we'll do that in a second. A bigger thing we need to do is we need to get into the monolith because someone else is trying to get into the monolith and like steal the writings from the scribe. So we are trying to get into the monolith. We need this key and all the jade carvings put into it in order to open the monolith. So that's where the 4 corners of the world come in. North, south, east, west. You need to get a jade carving from each direction, basically, which one is Prince Rutherford's necklace, one is Chaco Canyon Cultural Center's piece. So they're all going to help us get that, get either replicas or the copy, the original copy. Okay, so first things first is let's put in the password, which is stone. Now we can see the same translation of the riddle. That's there, and then note. So this is very important. Well, this, not necessarily this one, but this whole notes thing is very, very important. Atan Zahab, matchmaker hired by a boy groom's parents to assist the suitability of a prospective marriage. So, this is the answer to that quiz question we need. The Maya matchmaker is called an Atan Zahab. Greenstone, jade, jadeite, serpentine, all different shades of green. Maya considered jade to be divine, far more important than gold. Use it often to make both artistic and sacred object. The 6 keys would likely be carved out of this. Prison of stone. The prison bears an intricate lock. 6 separate keys must be assembled to fit the lock. Look at the riddle. 4 corners of the world plus the fool and the king equals 6. So it's north, south, east, west, Copan, fool, and then the Pakal carving. Those are the 6 keys. Each must represent one interlocking part of a bigger key. A cube has 6 sides. Perhaps they fit together into a cube, but where are these keys and what do they look like? Probably Pakal scattered them all over the Maya world so that they would not ever be put back together. Keys carved out of must be jade, likely 2 that each bears an identifying glyph. Must track them down before it's too late. Someone else knows about this. Whisperer, scribe, a Moxicali from Shaman's Legend. See travel notes from summer of 1972. The monolith must be a mechanism for her punishment, and because she was most likely of royal lineage, Pakal could not permanently prohibit her from entering the underworld, so there should be a mechanism within the Prison of Stone to allow her soul to find its way out, as well as a mechanism for someone else to open the prison from outside the monolith, the 6 keys. Okay, north. Artifacts found as far north as New Mexico, numerous pieces lost in recent Chaco Canyon Cultural Center heist. The North Key likely among them, but contact other museums in the area just to be sure. So for the North Key, we're going to have to call the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center again. South, the Maya civilization extended to western Honduras, northern El Salvador, Belize further. Amazon jungle, see Rutherford interview. So the South Key is going to be Rutherford's necklace. She is already going to send us the copy that she had, so that's on its way to us. East, the Maya were great astronomers. Bishop Diego de Landa found a strange jade carving there in 1652. Could this be the East Key? So for this one is actually going to be in the museum already. I'll show you where it is. It's in the storage room. West, sold at New York auction, according to Providence Docks. Artifact originally found by Spanish military commander. Sold to whom? Carving sold to Midwestern shoe polish tycoon Henry Albert Daddle. And there's his phone number. So we need to call him for the West Key. Copan full, radio for delivery. We already did that. Pakal. Obviously, we know that the Pakal carving was stolen by Henrik, and he placed it at the bottom of the temple. So we'll have to get through all the quizzes and puzzles to get the Pakal carving. This is not that important. Not important. Not really important either. So now that we have all those notes, we can start we can start a lot of other tasks that we need to do. Calling a lot of people, putting together the key, finishing the temple quizzes. I don't think these are really important. I don't know. They're just other notes. Oh, well, ham radio station 2050, snake and Nahuatl. We've already done that, so. Okay. Okay, great. So first let's call Henry Daddle. That's for the West Key. And his phone number is 1-605-555-3195.
Daddle residence.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
Mr. Daddle, my name is Nancy Drew. This is a long shot, but I'm calling regarding a Maya artifact that was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather. You're talking about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
I'm wondering if the artifact is still in the family.
Forgive me, Miss Drew. Who are you exactly?
I'm the deputy curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I'm doing some research on jade carvings of the ancient Maya.
I see. Well, I was the last to inherit the carving, but my daughter Penelope was so intrigued with it that I gave it to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Why don't you give her a call on her line? It's 555-3197.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
Okay, so he gave us his daughter's phone number, but he only gave us the 555 and the last four digits. But we need to do 1605 first, because that's what his number is, and then 555-3197. I could be wrong there, but that's what I've always done, and I'm always able to connect with her.
Hello?
Hi, is this Penelope?
Not even.
Oh, is this 605-555-3197?
Yeah, but no one calls me Penelope anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and anyone else who made it out of the 20th century, I'm Poppy.
The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you?
Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective.
A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that?
I don't run into too many dead bodies, luckily, but there's plenty of other creepy stuff.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm like wanted by the FBI or something. That would be too scandalous.
Not quite. Taylor Sinclair told me about you. I saw one of your paintings in his office, here in Washington, D.C.
So, how do you know Big Bunny Sinclair?
Taylor and I are both affiliated with Beach Hill Museum, also in D.C.
Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't eaten one, have you?
So far, I've managed to politely decline. I take it you advise against them?
Let's put it this way. His trip to Oaxaca was about 2 years ago, and he's been trying to move those rancid lard biscuits ever since.
Thanks for the tip, Poppy. I can see you're going to be a detective's best friend.
That's hot. What's a case? Are there dead bodies involved? Do you need to, tap my phone or impersonate me or something?
Someone is stealing Maya antiquities, jade carvings to be exact, and leaving this scary red handprint at the scene of every crime.
Ghastly. So, what's with the red hand?
It seems like some kind of threat, but to whom? And what is this thief really after? It's more than money, I'm sure of it.
Drama. So, where do the daddles come in?
I got a tip that your great-great-grandfather bought a jade carving much like the ones that are being stolen. I'm hoping to take a look at it.
You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shoe polish on it and stuck it in one of my paintings.
You're kidding. That's a one-of-a-kind Maya artifact, a piece of history. It's hundreds of years old. It's worth a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Have you heard the saying that a work of art is never finished, just abandoned? Well, I'm taking that idea to the limit by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, don't touch. I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die just like they do? That carving is part of something bigger now.
It seems awfully reckless to me, not to mention the wrench it throws into my investigation.
Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark.
The one with the rubber shark. Yes, I've seen it, but I didn't notice any jade carving.
Well, take a closer look there, sweets. It's in there. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it?
But wouldn't it ruin your painting?
Of course not. After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about. The organic process. Inviting my viewers to interact with my work. The deal is, you can take the carving, but you have to put something in its place.
Something in its place? Like what? An old shoe? A subway token? A movie stub?
No, it should be something more organic. Stay with the title, Deadly Midnight Snack. And don't be afraid to go way out. As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways.
Okay, Poppy, if you say so.
Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket if he saw you tampering with the merchandise. That's all art is to him, you know. Merchandise.
It's a deal.
Good luck, Nancy.
Thanks, Poppy. Bye.
One of my favorite phone conversations in all the Nancy Drew games. So many. We find out so many things. Taylor Sinclair's Big Bunny, because she calls him Big Bunny Sinclair. So he's the one who Henrik went to South America in 1972 with. And he has that painting with the jade carving in it. And Poppy's hinting at us to use those Oaxaca cookies to replace the jade carving because it's like a deadly midnight snack. Anyway, it's just a great conversation. So that's gonna sum up part 8, and I will follow up on all of those findings in the next part. So thanks for watching.